Welcome to another edition of the Not So Normal Rugby Show. Of course, right here on Club Rugby Live in collaboration with FFG Sports. It's your boy RCV, and of course, my man LC is with me. Ons is lekker in die Weskus, bro.
Halleluja, Weskus brood maak eisters groot.
Yes!
Lekker hier om in Saldanha Bay.
Wag, sê reg weer.
Weskus brood maak eisters groot.
Yes! And we've got a jam-packed show for you today. But first and foremost, lekker in die Weskus. Hoe is jou week geweest? Hoe was jou naweek?
Ja, lekker naweek geweest. Regtig was bevoorreg geweest. Was blessed to be able to come to Saldanha Bay this weekend and to can watch the game, the top of the lock clash between St. Helena and Saldanha Bay. So yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you, SUV. How are you doing?
No, I'm doing spectacular. I actually watched your game on Saturday. It wasn't a spectacle in terms of obviously a lot of tries scored, but if you analyze the game from a neutral perspective, you could see why the scoreline was the way it was. Two top of the table teams who's, nobody wanted to give just the other team a little bit of leeway, you know what I mean?
It felt almost a little bit like that, that there was a lot of respect, I feel, between the two sides. But the weather also played a big part. It was a bit rainy coming into the second half. So maybe there was a little bit of pressure because it was a top of the lock clash, that we didn't see that flowing, exciting, running Boland type of rugby that we like to see. But it was a tight contest nonetheless, with the game literally going down to the last kick of the match, and St. Helena Bay just snatching that one at the death there, SUV.
Yeah, still a lot to play for though. Also a lot to play for at Western Province. That's where we're going to go in right now. Super League A results. Some shocking stuff that happened over the weekend. I mean, we're laughing about it, but there's a lot of things that shouldn't be happening in rugby games. And there's a lot of things that actually went the way it should. And let's just get into the results quickly. Durbell 75, NTK 7, pushing them down into the relegation zone because Hamlets beat Kuils River.
Yeah, Hamlets beat Kuils River 26-13 at home. But HCV, I told you that 12th spot in the Super League A is still up for grabs, and NTK, you were never safe if you're just 4 points above the other team.
Brackenfell is in there as well. Was in there.
Brackenfell is not. I think Brackenfell are now
safe
more.
now.
Since they beat Paul now this weekend, Brackenfell beat Paul this weekend, 31 points to 11. So that puts Brackenfell safe, and now just puts Paul into that danger zone where it's probably curtains for them, but not for Hamlets and NTK at this stage of the fight. The SUV Hamlets now moving up out of the relegation zone. I told you, that Durbell just too strong. They will be too strong for NTK.
No repeat performance of the Brackenfell game.
I just didn't see it happening this time. You need to collective effort against Durbell in order to be victorious over that type of quality side. So yeah, all to play still for both NTK and Hamlets there for that 12th spot.
Villages and Morgan Newman doing a lot of work there as well, going to the UWC 17 points to 5, getting the points.
Yeah,
really good job.
Really good job. You can see that the investment is now paying off. They are playing really good rugby, Villager. They are in the fight against the top teams. The top one that they lost by 2 points last week against the top of the league side, Unimil. Was it Unimil? Am I correct?
Villages.
Yeah, Villager. Yeah, they played against a top quality side last week and came just within 2 points or so.
Yes, against Unimil, yeah.
Yeah, against
Unimil.
Unimil. So yeah, they are putting themselves now there also in a conversation. But obviously, we're gonna have to see if the investment, if those guys are still gonna be around next year. And how their program is going to be run next year. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, something interesting coming out of the Greenpoint track as well. SK Wilmers 3, Hamilton's 50. Spoke to Coach Rob at the golf day. I think I was the one who motivated him a lot to put that, make sure that the guys put the 50 on there. So shout out to Coach Rob and the boys at the Hamiltons. It's not easy going to the track. There was a couple of incidents as well on Saturday, which we do not want to speak about on air, but we need to. These are incidents that we don't want to see. In the Brackenfell game as well. Threats being made against somebody's life. It's something we don't need to see at club rugby level, man. In fact, it's something we don't need to see at all.
It's something that we don't need to see at all. As if I don't even want to to speak about it. It might seem that we're encouraging this, but if we have to speak about it, let's speak against it. Let's speak against this type of behavior, CB. Let's speak against this type of response if things are not going your way. I mean, if you're feeling that the ref is not blowing in your favor, or if you feel that the match is not going your way, there's no need to react in a certain way, running after the game, wanting to get into fist fights and stuff like that. Let's handle it the correct way, CB.
Yeah, well, all eyes are going to be on your clubs, whether you're in the Western Province or in the Boland. And for you as management, I think it's important to set that foundation that, we don't condone these acts. And we're always going to put a positive spin on it because it's something that we can learn from the rest of the clubs that are watching this program. Make sure that everything is in place, from the safety plan to the medics, the works. We've got to do this professionally. I mean, we've got thousands of people watching the games weekly now. You guys have got the platform with us at Club Rugby Live, so got to put it to good use. Speaking of top of the table clash at Milnerton, and I'm excited for this one. These are the highlights. Running out victors, 13 points to 7. Top of the table clash, like I mentioned, but there was another top of the table clash, if I can call it that, because False Bay went to beat Marty's 21 points to 8 as well, which kind of puts a little damper on what we thought would be a straight shootout between Unimil and UCT for that top spot. But now False Bay putting them in contention as well.
Yeah, False Bay putting themselves right back there in the conversation, RCB. Like I spoke to you last week before the matches, and I told you, False Bay, they've gone through the process now. They've tasted defeat, they've tasted victory, they've tasted what it feels like to take the short straw, and they've taken the long straw. So I think things are coming good together now for False Bay down there in Constantia, RCB, and they're going to be a real threat going to the tail end of this competition now.
Yeah, I just want to take this opportunity to congratulate one of the False Bay boys, Darian Hock, and his wife, Rashika. They welcomed their baby girl. Yeah. He didn't play this weekend, but still the Bay did the job for him. A real pillar of strength in that False Bay backline at number 15. So congratulations to you guys. But now back to the rugby. We've got fixtures.
I also wanted to congratulate Darian. Congratulations, Darian. All of the best. Also an old boy. I know you'll be a fantastic father. All of the best, brother.
Hallelujah, as Lucian would say. You've got fixtures.
Yeah, so the fixtures for this weekend, another lineup of good fixtures in the Super A. We're coming to the tail end now. We're coming to the playoffs. Brackenfell versus SK Homers. Shibi, what do you think there?
No, it's going to be same old. Brackenfell's going to win.
You don't think SK Homers can maybe come away with something?
They are relegated. alongside Paul now. It's almost a given. It's just
Paul
that
is still here, yeah.
playoff spot basically.
2
you know.
games left.
If we look at the points difference, etc. So Iska is gone. I think Brackenfell takes that one.
Yeah. UWC versus Paul down in Cape Town.
Oh, Paul. Because I mean, yeah, Valley just went to UWC and they got a victory, so why not
Okay,
Paul?
yeah.
So I'm going Paul. I'm going with the underdogs here.
Yeah, if Paul can get a victory there, it puts them, it takes it to the last game. But I
Yeah,
think their
I know.
last game is against UCT. So
That's gonna be a
they
more-
played UCT already. So their last game is going to be a tough one. Marty's Tigerberg in Stellenbosch.
Tigerberg beat Unimil at Milnerton. So I'm going for an upset. Tigerberg.
Tigerberg beating Marty's.
Tigerberg beating Marty's.
Okay. NTK versus Villager.
Oh no, that's a given.
NTK. what?
No. Village is gonna take this
So
one.
I gotta go NTK this
Village-
time.
No, Village is gonna take this one.
Then the last one, a big one, UCT Falls Bay at Cape Town. UCT.
On the mile,
What, the 3 mile, yeah.
that's gonna be a draw, 21 all. I'm going with the
You're going
jugular.
with the
here.
draw here?
I'm going with the jugular and saying Unimil finishes top of the log.
That's good. That's good. That's
Because a draw for them, this is the last round of fixtures. A draw for them will give Unimil top spot. If UCT wins, they take top spot. If Falls Bay wins, they take top spot.
yeah, so it's all to play for.
all to play for, definitely.
That's the fixtures for this weekend in the Super League A.
Yeah, that was your Super League A rep with myself and LC. But we are at the beautiful Saldanha Bay Stadium, a venue that is probably in both of our eyes one of the, if not the best facilities around. If you haven't been here yet, trust me, you need to be here on the 10th of September because then it's the big derby, Vredenburg and Saldanha. But we'll talk a little bit more about Saldanha with these two gentlemen. First up though, I get to have a conversation with Mr. Bertram Vragum, who was the chairman and has now taken a step back and he's leading the project here at Saldanha Bay. So check this out. Welcome back to this segment of the show where we talk about the clubs and their history. And with me is somebody who is a part of the furniture here at Saldanha Bay, literally from the old field, which I'm looking at right now, to this beautiful stadium here. This man has literally been here since the inception of the club, 1994. He's going to chat to us a little bit more about it. Mr. Bertram Vragum, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thanks, Herschel, and thanks for the opportunity.
That's lekker hier in die Weskus, man. For you, those of you who have not been here yet, I'm telling you, the facilities itself, probably the best in the Boland. You need to come and check this out. Saldanha is playing a firebrand of rugby, but you'll chat, or Lucian will chat a little bit more about that later on. We want to talk about the club, 1994, Saldanha Bay. How did it come about?
So, Herschel, before 94, we were in Deersville, about 2.5 kilometers from here. A team called Saldanha Marines, that was before Unity in 1994. And that club, I think it was started in 1977. And then in 1992, 1993, with all the things going on in the country, reconciliation and all those things, we came down to the Saldanha Rugby Club. At the time, as it was back in the days, we were a mostly colored club and they were a white club. And then the two amalgamated, tough times, you can imagine, two different cultures. The boys from Deersville coming to the town boys. So from there, you know, the clubs has went from strength to strength. 1994, you know, probably the biggest pack of forwards that I've ever seen. It was a nice mix. Saldanha's flyers in the back line and mostly the white guys in the forwards. Like I said, tough times, but also very exciting times. And in the spirit of the country, remember it was World Cup in 1995. Very good times also. And it was all about, you know, we joined building a nation.
Tell us more about that journey, especially with you being chairman of the club for 11 years, literally part of the furniture.
Yeah, so in 1994, for that very first season, you know, we had, for the first half of the season, the white captain from Saldanha, and the colored captain, which was me from Saldanha Marines. After that, in 1995, a proper captain was chosen, and I was blessed to to serve the club as captain for until the end of 1999. Hung up my boots after 1999, 36 years old at the time. Went into coaching in 2002. That didn't go too well. So I've got a lot of respect for coaches, for you and Lucian, because I know what it's about. And then in 2007, 2008, I became chairman and carried on until the end of 2018. And a couple of things that we mentioned that we want to achieve with this club was the first thing, the facility, which you see here today, and there's a very long story, and we are so blessed, and very, very grateful for what Transnet has done, and also Saldanha Bay municipality. Both of them played a big role to get this thing as it is today. And as you see it today, this is a 50 million rand investment.
Wow.
And the other thing that we told ourselves is that within the next couple of years, we would want to win the Boland League. It was dominated by clubs from Wellington, Worcester, Robertson. So in 2019, it was quite a big thing when a club from the West Coast, and you must also remember that the West Coast, as a sub-union of Boland, is the smallest sub-union.
Yeah.
We have 10, 11 clubs here. And the last thing that we wanted to do, it was a mission for us, to have this top 8, and I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah, speaking of one of the best club tournaments that I've ever had the privilege to, I've been here a couple of times to actually witness these Easter tournament teams. It's an absolute spectacle, actually, and if you haven't yet heard of it, we're going to hear about it right now. The Saldanha Super 8 Easter tournament. What was the thinking behind it?
So, before '94, we had a similar tournament at City Park in Athlone, Cape Town. And it was all about ideology back then, the old Saru times. And clubs from everywhere across South Africa, they came to City Park. And it was a rugby celebration, really. So that was called the City Park Top 8. And it died, unfortunately, in, I think, 91, 92. The last version was held at City Park. And in 2002, we had a similar tournament as a trial run to see if we could do it. It was still on the old field, but it didn't work out too well. Space was a problem, a decent facility, decent cloakrooms, and it was always our aim that if we could have a proper stadium like we're having now, we would once again host a tournament like that. And here we must say thankful to a couple of people, especially Transnet, the title sponsor for the past 4 or 5 years. We missed, unfortunately, 2 tournaments we could not stage because of COVID. And also Supersport, one of the very big sponsors, the Furco, TCAS, Sea Harvest, Hollywood Bets is on board now. And, you must be careful when you start to mention sponsors because you always leave out something.
Yeah,
Somebody.
that's actually a point that I want to get into is the fact that commercially, people have to get on board to back this kind of tournaments, and you've got the sponsors to do so.
Let me mention SBM as well because they play quite a meaningful role. I don't want the mayor to call me tomorrow morning. So also, we did an economic impact study. The West Coast District Municipality was kind enough to do that for us. And I was quite amazed to see on paper, I've got a hard copy here somewhere, to see the effect on the West Coast economy that the tournament has, and to the tune of, over the 3 days, 4 days, 10 million bucks.
Wow.
That is the immediate investment that the tournament brings. So I must say that I myself underestimated the effect that the tournament has on the West Coast.
The tournament's getting bigger and better every year. We've all seen what happened this year. You guys, as the home team, must be amped for the next one. What's the planning like in terms of next year's Super 8? And can we see a couple of surprises, some surprising teams being invited maybe to come and strut this stuff right here at the beautiful Saldanha Bay Stadium?
Yes, so in 2018 and 2019, we did not really know what to expect. You know, it was a tournament, it was a trial and error exercise, but later on it became something special. At the end of 2019, with the second edition of the tournament, we realized that we've got a good thing going. With everybody coming out, and you know what was so nice about this tournament is that people they could associate with the City Park tournament, which was, you know, a big compliment to us because that tournament was huge. So what is also very complimentary is that we've had calls. I've had calls from two clubs in Namibia, a club from Mpumalanga. We've had I had a call, and I didn't even share this with the chairman yet. I've had calls from Sishen now the other day, a guy who played here. He is now the coach of Sishen. So you know, this thing it's really growing. We are fortunate to be able to have numerous charity organizations here, and we give them stalls for like 200 rand, you know, where they can make money for themselves.
Yeah, creating some substance for
precisely.
them as well, yeah.
And you know, we are still in the process. In actual fact, we're having a meeting tomorrow, and we will let you guys know after the decision. But we're also going to have, you know, there's a big possibility that we might have 60 netball teams here for next year's tournament. And you know that it is the World Cup netball in Cape Town next year, so that's on everybody's lips. And you know, yes, it's just growing.
It's going to be a big curtain raiser. I'm telling you guys, indeed, you need to get your spots. Easter tournament in Saldanha. Book your accommodation now. It's going to be absolutely big. In fact, I want to give you the opportunity. Tell the people why they should come here next year.
So we have started this tournament as a rugby event. I think this year we started off and we tried to advertise it as a festival, a community event, a family affair. And in future that will be exactly the case. We will try and advertise and promote the tournament as a rugby festival, as a family affair. In actual fact, we are thinking of have a certain space on the grounds just as a space for families, you know. So it's not only about rugby. You're coming to an event where you can just enjoy the food, the sunshine, and the West Coast.
Yeah, well, there you have it. It's going to be a proper festival indeed. Anna, myself, and LC, we're going to be here. Mike loves the West Coast. He's definitely going to be here as well. I'm excited. Saldanha Super 8 tournament. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. I want to say thank you to you for your time and coming to have a chat with us. Book your spots right now. We'll be back after this. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner, the segment where we have a chat with the coach or a coach of whether it's a union or a club or where we're at. Luckily for us, we are, as you know, at the beautiful Saldanha Bay Stadium, and we are joined by Coach Borne, who's also the assistant to Coach Franzel at the Boland Cavaliers. Coach, lekker om hier te wees. Dankie dat jy jou tyd aan ons afgestaan het om hier by ons te kom sit en net 'n bietjie te gesels oor rugby.
Man, dankie vir die geleentheid dat julle my nou genooi het hierso. En ja, so dink ons sal lekker gesels vir die.
Ja, definitief. Ons is baie excited om altyd coaches hier op die segment te hê, want dat gee net bietjie meer insig in wat julle eintlik doen deur die week en ook na naweek. Tawe een Saterdag gewees. Ek weet u is nou besig om uit te help hierso by Saldanha. Bietjie taaf. Nie na wense gegaan nie, maar hoe bounce julle terug na Saterdag se game?
Ag, is dit 'n mette van waar moet gekyk word wat het gebeur, wat het veroorsaak, wat kan beter gedoen word. So 'n bietjie huiswerk gaan doen en dan dink ek die span sal weer klip Dusselboom wees om weer terug te bounce. Ja, ek dink die span sal weer terugbounce.
En doen julle baie analysis, doen julle video analysis of hoe ontleed julle Saterdag se games?
Ek weet Saldanha Bay doen baie video analysis van hulle games en ek weet hulle is reeds besig om 'n video analysering te doen. Wat hulle moet terugbounce, kyk waar hulle foute geleer het, maar om niks weg te vat van St Helena Bay nie. Saldanha Bay het 'n fantastiese game gespeel. St Helena Bay was die span gewees Saterdag. Hulle het uit hulle natyd gespeel en Saldanha Bay het niks teenvoeters gehad om terug te kom na hulle toe nie, maar ek is seker Saldanha Bay gaan iets uitwerk om weer terug te kom.
Jy was hier Saterdag.
Ja, ek was hier Saterdag gewees natuurlik. Coach Mooney, regtig groot voorreg om vir jou hier op die show te hê. Altyd lekker om saam 'n mede-afrigter te gesels. Maar coach sê nou vir my, coach is mos nou 'n forward coach en ek is seker daar's baie forward coaches of baie coaches daar buite wat graag sal wil weet, coach is nou betrokke by die Boland en coach help by 'n klub ook. Hoe balanseer coach hy die twee?
Hy rolle, ja, dit is baie interessante vraag dit.
Man, as jy lief is vir die ding wat jy doen, dan sal jy altyd 'n balans vind daarin. Rugby is vir my 'n passie, is 'n baie groot passie. Ek sê altyd, dit gaan nie net oor Saldanha wat ek moet help, enige ander klub is ook welkom om vir my te kontak, om vir hulle te kom help. Ek is op die oomblik, as ek by Boland betrokke, maar ek is oop om enige klub te help. Vir my is dit 'n passie, om met enige speler te werk, en om talent te brei.
Ja, awesome, is baie belangrik om 'n passie te hê, 'n liefde te hê, net 'n desire te hê, want dit is hoe jy die spelers gaan beter kry aan die ou einde van die dag. Maar sê vir my coach, Money, enige toekomstige planne, waar sien coach dalk 'n coach die volgende paar jare nog afrig? Wat is coach se goal of wat is coach se visie vorentoe met die coaching?
Man, my is baie groot voorreg en 'n uitdaging om by Boland betrokke te wees, veral met die projek wat ek en coach Franzel en coach Lionel besig is, from club to pro players. Ons identify clubspelers en ons probeer van hulle pro spelers maak. En sodoende wanneer die games klaar, wanneer die seisoen klaar is by Boland, dan moet ons weer van pro na club toe gaan. Op hierdie huidige oomblik doen ons club visits en ons identify players. En vir my is development van players ook iets wat ek wil doen. Ek het gejoin op met ander ouens ook wat academies nog gestig het. So, ja, ek sien my nog by Boland vir die volgende paar jaar sien ek my by Boland en om graag die Currie Cup status te kry vir Boland.
Dit sal awesome wees, nee?
So, om my eerstens Currie Cup status te kry en ja, en om development te doen binne in Boland en sal vir my 'n groot nimfies.
En wat sal coach Money nou vir enige jong speler wat daar buite is, wat miskien nou nie by een van die groot uitdagklubs is, wat sal coach se woorde aan hom wees of haar, want vroue rugby is ook 'n baie groot ding in die Boland, wat nou kan uitsien om dalk 'n beroepsspeler te wees?
Men is net om hard te werk. Rugby is een van die goede practice make perfect. Daar's klomp goed wat tel in rugby en ek sê altyd vir die players, as jy fixtures, jy het 'n groot hart en dit die regte dissipline, sal jy dit maak op die veld. Die coach is altyd daar om die skill vir jou te leer. Maar ek het nie aan die dissipline te leer nie. Ek kan nie vir jou 'n ander hart gee nie. As jou hart klein is,
Ja.
dat is nie gemaak vir rugby nie. Maar ek kan vir jou die passie leer en ek kan vir jou die skill leer. So vir die jong manne en vir die jong seuns daar buite kan die dogters, is om hard te werk aan 'n droom. Is om net te job en aanhou te job, as jy geval het, staan op en job net weer aan. Soos my oorlede ma gesê het, altyd is, my kind, daar is altyd iemand wat jou gaan sien. En as jy hard werk, dan gaan iemand wees wat jou gaan sien. Ek kan dalk jy ou wees wat coach Franzel stuur gaan kyk vir wie hy wil span. En nou kom ek ou sien ek hierdie jong dogter of hierdie jong seun en ek maak 'n nominering vir coach Franzel en sê luister, kan as jy die man net at least in 'n elite groep sit om te begin ontwikkel.
Kan ek net vra coach Money net 'n laaste vraag van my kant af. Hy die Club to Pro program klink regtig, dit klink baie goed, dit klink belovend. Hoe dryf julle hy en Wat is die, hoe kry hulle die spelers in? Hoe lyk hy tipe program? Oefen hulle, kom hulle in Boland Stadium toe?
Man, ons het nou laas jaar begin en toe het ons nou by die klubs gevra en nomineer vir ons spelers wat julle dink is talentvol. En op die einde van die dag het ons 'n baie groot groep gehad wat ons nou moet begin sny het. Wat ons nou doen is om pro-raad op te tree is, ons gaan uit na club visits toe, coach Franzel, coach Lionel, coach Jason en ek myself. En ons gaan identifiseer spelers en die spelers sit ons dan in 'n program. Die program sal binnekort begin. Ek dink seker ek praat onder korreksie November maand daar rond. En as jy ook dit maak, dan is dit noem ons van club to pro. So ons het vir die ou keer geleentheid te gee om te bewys dat ons kan hom gebruik van letterlik ek is baie alhoewel is 60 of 60 geëindig het in die tweede liga is ek is baie trots gewees op die manne van almal was klubspelers. Almal was klubspelers wat op Boland gespeel het. En veral die dag toe ons vir Georgia wen, ek meen vir Boland om met klubspelers 'n land te wen, nasionale span te wen was 'n groot ding gewees. En dit was 'n bewys dat die program die wat ons support, die projek wat ons dryf van club to pro kan 'n sukses wees as almal net agter staan.
Yes, definitely. Well, you heard it first from Coach Mone. The Club to Pro program in the Boland, it is definitely working. And we're going to have one of those players join us in just a little bit. A beast of a man. Hardloop, man se arms oop soos niks, ek sê vir julle. Maar wil nie weer eens dankie sê vir Coach Mone en Coach Franzel. Ek weet Coach Lionel was die week al die pad in Aniston. Hy het Seahawks gaan kyk teen Strysby die week. So hopelik het hy 'n paar manne geïdentifiseer. Ek weet die voorsitter van Seahawks is een van my baie groot vriende. So
Net voor sy afskeid, as jy miskien moet Boland na my en jou kyk daar kom te help met die scouting.
Die scouting, ons is
jy weet as ons almal
ons is gekwalifiseer vir die ding, jy weet. So weet jy, coach, ek weet nie, sal maar weer praat, maar ja, definitief, dis 'n program wat werk en ek wens julle net of ons hier by die Not So Normal Show en Club Rugby Live en FFG wens julle net alle sterkte toe vir hierdie program. Dis iets wat definitief besig is om te werk en ons is hier op my platform vir julle spelers te gee, soos coach genoem het. If you wanna be here, you've got to put in the work. So put in the work now and definitely you will be seen. That's what's Coach's Corner and we're going to be back right now with a player profile.
Halleluja, en ons is terug met die player profile en wat 'n wonderlike voorreg het ons vandag om 'n eysterman op ons show te hê, 'n speler van 'n hoë kaliber, 'n man van formaat, 'n leier van leiers, 'n sterk man om ons sewe flank en dit is op die oomblik Saldanha Bay se losspeler Emil Boysen. Emil, welkom jy te, hoe gaan dit?
Nee, wat is 'n eer om hier te wees en dankie vir die geleentheid om myself 'n bietjie voor te stel aan die mense.
Kyk, vir so 'n eyster is die man baie humble nie.
Ja.
Ek moet net vir julle raai, hy sê ek is nou nog kwaad vir Emil, want 2019 toe ek met my voormalige klub hier gekom het, toe albei hierdie mense arms oop dat ek maar eerder hier by die aftermatch function vroeg opgedaag het, want ek wil nie nog gekyk het wat se hele rillings gedaan aan daar op daai veld. En toe was dit nog op die B-veld, op die ou veld. Yes, so. Dit was 'n absolute massacre. Dis nou nie die man gestop het daai dag.
Hy is moeilik om te keer en hy's tyd manne wat hulle vanaf kom.
Yes,
so jong. So laat ons nou vir hom groot maak, ons moet maar die man groot maak. Maar Emil sê vir my, vertel vir ons bietjie van jou rugby loopbaan natuurlik. Sy kom van Wellington af en hy was op BR gewees het tegen sy Bergrivier Hoërskool. Wat is jou rugby loopbaan kan ek
journey?
Ja, wat is jou journey?
Ek is oorspronklik van Wellington. Ek het daar gebly op 'n plaas Sandrivier. My rugby het eintlik begin daar op die plaas. Vir Sandrivier gespeel. En later het ek besluit nee, ek wil vir die skool speel en toe het ek begin vir die skool speel. Was nog nie 'n goeie rugby loopbaan op skool gewees nie, 'n paar beserings opgedoen op skool so en daarvan af het ek maar aangegaan by die klub tot met 2007. Toe het ek besluit dat ek gaan myself aansluit daarom by 'n groot klub en daai was by Hillcrest wat ek my rugbyloopbaan verder gevat het en ook 'n Cavalier geword by Hillcrest. Daai was 2017 het ek was ek deel, het hulle my opgeroep om deel te word van die Cavalier groep. En dan 2018 nog tot en met Maart maand, June maand het ek nog by Hillcrest gespeel en dan het ek June maand by Saldanha kom aansluit as gevolg van werksgeleentheid wat ek gekry het hierso in Saldanha.
Ja, nou net, ek wou nou net gechat het, natuurlijk, ons het nog gepraat met coach Mohamed, klap to pro, ek was regtig bevoorreg, ek het laas jaar het ek en hy saam by die Cavaliers gespeel, regtig, het was regtig 'n great voorreg gewees om saam met die Cavaliers te gaan. Nou, kan jy net dalk vir hy ou by die huis, wat dalk by die huis, wat sukkel ook met beserings, sukkel om 'n deurbraak te kry, en nou baie keer beserings gebeur, hoe het jy die geloof gehou om net sterk te bly en op die pad te bly, want natuurlijk, jy het seker iets gesien as geleenthede vir jou in die toekoms.
Ek wil net daar inkom want ek dink baie min mense weet dat Eben Etzebeth het nooit 'n SA skoolspan gemaak nie. Maar hy het eventually 'n Springbok
gehad. Jager het ook nooit Trywendweek op iets gespeel nie.
So ja, dis 'n baie goeie vraag.
Ja.
Ja, en ek kan eet by daai soos ek kan met my skoolloopbaan kan ek nou op my vingers tel van baie talentvolle spelers wat ek saam gespeel het wat nou rugby speel. Man kan daai op ons man se vingers tel van na skool raak jy ons net heeltemal weg. So met daai wat jy my gevra het van die beserings, ek kan vir jou sê ek het 2014 het ek vir Primrose gespeel in die Kaap en daar het ek 'n groot besering opgedoen.
Wat het jy seer gemaak?
Ek het my ACL of my
tibia,
ja, het ek gebreek daar by hulle. En daai het vir my vir 'n hele season, ek het 'n hele jaar niks rugby gespeel nie. My hele 2015 het ek glad niks rugby gespeel nie en ek het aan my rehab gewerk, ek het myself gewerk, ek was maar 'n slende man, ek was nie so groot soos ek nou is, was ek hier gewees en daai tyd het ek nog in die backline gespeel, ek was 'n heel agter vleuel het ek gespeel en toe het ek net begin, ek het net vir my gesê ek gaan nou aan myself werk want soos ek kan gesien het die besering het gekom as gevolg van ek het nie aan my liggaam gewerk ek het nie na my liggaam gekyk so daai het net vir my laat besef dat ek moet aan myself werk as ek wil eers kom met my rugby. En toe het ek gevat 2015 het ek gevat om net aan myself te werk en myself reg te maak en dan 2016 het ek besluit ek gaan die skuif maak van 'n backline player na 'n losvoorspeler toe. So en wat so skuif was dit gewees het dat ek kan nou tot nou nog toe sê dis nog die beste rugby wat ek nog ooit speel. So hy was hier 'n slegte skuif wat ek gemaak het. So vir die ouens daar buite wat sukkel met beserings en wat sukkel dat daar deurbraak is, hou net aan glo en werk aan jouself om jouself te verbeter en dinge gaan gebeur. So ons moet nooit daai geloof moet ons nooit verloor en trust net die proses waar jy deurgaan en ons moet net bidden bly. Dis een van die groot dinge. Ja, daai is een van die groot dinge. Ons moet bidden bly van sonder God kan ons nêrens gaan nie.
Definitely. Yeah. Speaking of, net so vinnig van my kant af, daai step up van club play na beroepsspeler toe. Is dit moeilik? Hoe is die setup? Hoe different is die setup tussen wat by die klub gebeur by Saldanha en wat by die Union gebeur? Is die structure different? Is die setup van die analysis different? Is die setup van die coaching style en die game plans different? Hoe different is dit en hoe moeilik is dit om te adapt to sy's nou net hier gespeel vir die klub en nou moet jy aanmeld by Boland vir Cavaliers oefening.
Gelukkig vir my soos in 2021 nou laas jaar het ons mos nou ook by Boland gespeel en dit was daarmee vir my so 'n groot aanpassing omdat ek alreeds deel was van die Cavalier groep in 2017, 2018. So dit was hier, maar ek kan wel sê wat ek daar aankom 2017 van 'n klubpleie na 'n professionele setup toe was dit baie die step up was groot van hoe ons oefen by die klub en hoe ons oefen of hoe oefeninge gebeur op professioneel vlak is 'n groot step up en dit lyk maklik. Maar dit is nie maklik nie vir ons op die as manne speel op die wel ek kan ook daar speel maar dis 'n groot aanpassing. So jy moet vir jouself mentally en physically moet jy vir jouself voorberei. So as 'n man nou al vir jou kan voorberei om te sê dat as my geleentheid daar kom dan is ek gereed om daai geleentheid te vat.
Definitely.
Awesome. Good dan Emile Boysen, die Cavalier. Emile, baie dankie vir jou tyd. Ek wil net sê Emile het gesê hy het ons 'n paar sleutels gegee. Onthou, hou die geloof want geloof sonder werke is dood. Hy het vir ons gesê bly bidden en trust the process. Halleluja. Baie dankie Emile, baie dankie vir jou tyd. Sterkte, voorspoed, alles van die beste hierso by Saldanha Rugby Club. Sterkte met die top 12 en al daai goedjies en ook sterkte wanneer die Boland die manne weer by mekaar gaan kom en julle nou weer mekaar moet uitdin en vir hy spele hy try kompeteer in Wellington. Sterkte en die Here seën, hy lei en hy beskerm en alles wat hy aanpak.
Nee, baie dankie.
Awesome. Dit dan Emile Boysen, Saldanha Bay se flank en Boland Cavalier se flank. Ons is net nou weer terug. Halleluja en welkom terug by Club Rugby Live. Wat 'n wonderlike voorreg het ons hier vanaand om by die top of the top, by die crème de la crème van Weskus Rugby te wees. Ons is vanaand by Saldanha Rugby Club in die Saldanha Rugby Stadium en met my vanaand het ek die voorsitter van die klub, Yassine van der Westhuizen. Yassine, hoe gaan dit vanaand?
Baie dankie Lucien, dis 'n plesier en laat my ook toe om ook Club Rugby te bedank vir die platform wat hulle skep om ons klub, Saldanha Bay Rugby Club, daar te stel. Baie dankie Lucien.
Awesome,
en
dankie.
Club Rugby.
Ja, awesome, dankie Yassine. So Yassine, jy was aangestel in 2019. Jy het die klub deurgesien deur die COVID seisoen. Hoe gaan dit nou op die oomblik met Saldanha Bay Rugby Club?
Met die klub redelik goed ten opsigte van rugby en hoe rugby gespeel word. Redelik goed. Ons is nou huidig is ons ook top of the log binne in die groot uitdag rugby posisie verstaan waar ons is. So ons lê top in die Boland groot uitdag kompetisie binne in die Weskus.
Awesome. Jy seker natuurlik ook die naweek hier gewees toe bo aan die punteleer uitdaging teen St Helena. Ongelukkig het julle nou nie die wedstryd deurgetrek nie, kort geval 6-8. Maar al rondom die veld het ons 'n great uitkomste gesien van die skare. Sê vir my Yassine, wat is jou as voorsitter van hierdie klub? Wat is jou visie? Wat is jou missie en wat is jou doelwit vir hierdie klub vorentoe?
Natuurlik ten opsigte van die visie en missie is om nommer 1 rugby binne hierdie Weskus te speel. Ons jongmense die geleentheid te gee om by 'n klub soos Saldanha Bay Rugby Club aan te sluit, om hulle natuurlik van die strate af te hou en dan nou rugby te verbeter binne in die groter Boland rugby streek, ja.
Awesome, so ja, die plan is om te verbreed. Ons het nog gesien julle het die top 8. Is daar enige planne hoe julle dalk die skole ook betrokke kry hierso by die klub of hoe kry julle wend julle spelers op hierso by die klub?
Weet jy Lucien, dit is nogal interessant dat jy vir my so vra. So onlangs soos die 30ste Julie het ons die twee plaaslike laerskole hier gehad wat dan nou meegeding het voor ons liga wedstryd afgeskop het. So St Andrews en Diasville Laerskool het ons hier gehad. Beide die sokkerspelers, rugbyspelers en dan die netbalspelers. En dit is wat ons graag wil sien. Want dit is waar jy jou talent moet begin kweek. Dis reeds daar op die grondvlak verstaan. So ja, wat 'n suksesvolle dag was dit geweest vir daai young ladies and girls wat toe daai rugby, sokker en netbal gespeel het. Absoluut verbasend geweest hoe hulle self geniet het. En dit is ja waar die klub hulle self sien, waar hulle meer betrokke gaan raak binne in Saldanha. Daar's natuurlik nog Saldanha Laerskool wat ons ook wil nader, maar ja, die beplanning is dat ons daai exposure dan gee vir ons young ladies and girls verstaan, wanneer ons tydswedstryde speel.
Ja, baie belangrik vir die volhoubaarheid van enige program is om die jeug betrokke te kry. Met dit om mense betrokke te kry so by die klub natuurlik. Groot belegging gekry deur Transnet en die munisipaliteit wat heavy agter die rugbyklub staan. Sê vir my Yassine, hoe kry julle hoe lok julle spelers na die klub toe en hoe hou julle die spelers hierso?
Ek dink dis natuurlik die brand van rugby wat ons speel, waar spelers dan voel hulle wil by ons aansluit. Ek is van mening dat ons 'n klub is vir almal. Verstaan, enige iemand is welkom om by die klub aan te speel, solank so 'n persoon dan net homself onderhewig aan die reëls wat hier by die klub is. Ek is 'n voorstander van dissipline en dit is wat ons klub so suksesvol maak, verstaan, is dat as jy gedissiplineerd is, staan hierdie deure van Saldanha Bay Rugby vir jou natuurlik waarheid oop.
Dis awesome. En soos wat ek vroeër genoem het, Yassine, dit is regtig Saldanha Bay Rugby Club is die meetstaf waar meeste van die Boland rugby clubs hulle self meet. Ek het gesê hulle is die crème de la crème, hulle is die cream of the crop. Maar sê vir my in terme van om haar te bly en ander hoe kan ek sê ander dinge is ook betrokke te kry, ander klubs ook betrokke te kry. Hoe hou julle nie net dit om ander klubs betrokke te kry nie, maar ook die staf en almal hierso. Natuurlik 'n mens moet 'n goeie kultuur kan bou. Hoe bou julle hy kultuur? Hoe natuurlik jy is die leier, jy skep die visie. Hoe bou julle hy kultuur hier? Natuurlik is die klub is special en dit is die maatstaf vir ander klubs.
Ja, Lucien, ons het verskillende persoonlikhede hier. Wat vir my absoluut belangrik is dat nommer 1 moet jy die liefde vir die spel hê. Dit maak nie saak waarvan of jy kom nie. Enige persoon is, soos ek vroeër gesê het, welkom om by die klub aan te sluit. Maar dan moet 'n mens mekaar verstaan. Waaroor gaan dit? Dit gaan oor rugby. En dit gaan by oor die voorbou van hierdie klub. So ons moet altyd enige ou weer eens, enige ou is welkom om by die klub aan te stel solank jy die klub eers stel. En dit is wat ons wat ons probeer profiteer is dat kom wees deel van die klub en moenie met jou egos kom nie. As jy met jou egos kom, dan het ons nie plek vir jou nie. Maar vir ons en vir almal wat betrokke is by die klub, gaan dit oor die liefde van die sport. Dit is nommer 1.
Die liefde van die sport. Halleluja. Enige laaste woorde Yassine net voor ons gaan vir die ondersteuners daar buite?
Ja, net om weer terug te val na Saterdag se wedstryd toe. Dit is baie harde wedstryd gewees. Ja, ons is nog nie so gelukkig met die uiteinde van die rugby wedstryd nie, maar ek wil tog daar vir ons spelers daar buite sê, hierdie bestuur staan bankvas agter julle. Yes, dit is rugby op die dag. Enigiets kan gebeur. Maar ek weet ons gaan terug na die tekenbord toe en ons gaan die beste weer terugbring na hierdie veld toe volgende keer.
Halleluja. Dit dan die voorsitter van Saldanha Bay Rugby Club, Yassine van der Westhuizen. Yassine, baie dankie vir jou tyd. Dit is regtig 'n groot voorreg. Great blessing om hier by Saldanha Bay Rugby Club te wees. Voorspoed, sterkte en alles van die beste vir jou en vir jou klub vorentoe.
Baie dankie Lucien en baie dankie Klub Rugby ook.
Awesome.
Brilliant conversations we've had. I mean, we've had player profile, we had Coach Morne on the show, Yassine, Bertram. Absolutely fantastic stuff happening at Saldanha and ball and rugby in general. Speaking of, you had a game here on Saturday.
Yeah, I was at the game here, the top of the Loch Lash in the Weskus, St. Helena by traveling 27 k's to come to Saldanha Bay
Yes,
to come
so
play rugby.
that's deep. Eh?
CB, I'm telling you, even though the scoreline says that the rugby was not that fantastic, 6 points to 8, St. Helena by coming out victorious. But CB, I'm going to tell you what, the crowd was once again on another level. This is Boland rugby. You only get it here. I mean, it was raining there was rain expected from 5. Rain did pitch up, so it was raining. And remember, on the stand, you have protection, but across, there's not really...
around the stadium, there's no coverage.
There's no coverage. And
shade.
people were staying put. Nobody was climbing in their cars, running. I think people brought umbrellas with, because they didn't really see umbrellas, but the people stayed and the people continued to watch and stayed until the end to watch the team's players.
Meneer, wat is jou naam?
My naam is Rian Hendriks.
Mr. Hendriks, van waar is jy?
Ek is hier van Saldanha Bay, die lekker baai.
Ja, sê Saldanha ondersteuner. Ons het nou heeltyd met die St. Helena manne gesels. Hulle sê hulle gaan vandag wat dink jy?
Nee meneer, ek dink hulle maak 'n groot fout. Ek dink hulle het vandag uitgekom om te kom sien wat Saldanha kan doen.
Ja, wat dink jy wat kan Saldanha doen? Wat kan ons verwag? Hierso
Daar
op
is maar
Normal
net
Rugby
een ding meneer, Saldanha gaan hulle wen.
Ja, sy visie manne, maar wat ons moet wie ons moet uitkyk vandag.
Meneer, u moet vir almal uitkyk in hy span.
Ja,
Daar is nie net een man nie. Onthou dis 'n span game.
Ja.
En die manne, hulle so gejal dat hy uit moet kyk vir hulle almal.
Ja, en ek sien julle het 'n lekker crowd. Wat kan ons verwag van die crowd? Lekker. Manne gaan lekker saam sing.
meneer, hulle gaan lekker sing. Hulle het baie mooi stemme. Kyk die vis wat ons eet, hy maak die stem mooi.
Just what a game.
Yeah, what a game. Match that went until the last kick of the match. Saldanha would feel that they could have pulled it through at the end there, but they had to be okay going down to the travelling side, St. Helena. But still, they will remain on top of the log, Saldanha Bay. So all to play still for in the Weskus Groot Uitdag Liga, especially with the eye on the top 12 now.
Yeah, but you know, even with the scoreline, it was an absolute spectacle from a neutral's perspective. I mean, for me, it was tight. Both teams didn't really want to give too much away to the other side. But like you said, Saldanha still at the top. The not official log still says they're at the top with St. Helena. They've got a big derby coming up on the 10th of September against Vredenburg, who is another one of those protagonists trying to get into that top two. But they've got the goods, eh? They've got the goods to really just see it out.
Yeah, Saldanha definitely have the goods. I spoke to Jack Jansen, another Cavalier. I spoke to him outside before we came in. He's recovering now from injury. So it's going to be good to see the injured players coming back and adding more value to that already strong Saldanha first XV RCV.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into those Boland results right now. We'll start with Breë Langeberg.
Yeah, Breë Langeberg, the match that we streamed out live, Robertson Town against Robertson Rangers. Robertson Town losing there to Robertson Rangers, 36-38 with a conversion at the end there.
Also top of the table clash, eh?
Also top of the table clash. They're big games. Worcester Villagers beating Toe Park 36-21. Young Hamiltons beating Swellendam 34-13. Aston United beating Montague Villagers 32-25. And McGregor beating Protea 49.
It's going to be a tough one there, Breë Langeberg. But the two Robertson teams really setting the foundation in that side of the league.
Yeah, definitely setting the foundation there. And we could see by the match on Saturday, the attendance at the match, just the entire spectacle there in Robertson. Absolute vibes, absolutely fantastic. Backing their teams 100%, and I'm sure they will be keen to go all the way, CV, in this competition.
Well, we've touched on Weskus before, but there was a big score in the West Coast also. Vredenburg.
Yeah, Vredenburg beating Paternoster 52 blank. So that was a big one. Langebaan losing at home to Young Hearts 5-8. The Piketberg Rhinos losing there in Rhino Park 5 points to 10 against Mamre. And then Veldrift losing to Hopefield 7-10.
It just goes to show how tough it is here in the Boland. I mean, if any team can really beat anybody.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday. If, like I said before, and I'll say it once again, if you don't pitch up with the correct mentality, with the correct mindset, you might just be taught a very valuable lesson on that Saturday RCV.
Well, Wit Centraal is where we go to, and the big result for me, Hillies. Yes.
Yeah, Hillies beating the top of the lock, Hamlets there. I was actually, when somebody told me that Hillies beat Hamlets, I was so surprised. But yeah, Hillcrest beating Hamlet at home, 39-34. Very tight game there in Sierras between Roses and Delicious. Delicious just falling short there, 18 points to 19. Woolsey took a beating against another top of the lock contender there, 0-34 against Bella Vista. And the game that we streamed out this weekend, Tulbach against Evergreens. Evergreens coming out victorious there against the bottom of the lock, Team Tulbach, 31-43.
Yeah, we want to just give a big shout out to everybody in Tulbach. It was absolutely fantastic for our guys to be there, and we can't wait to come back. Now we're going to get to my favorite side of the Groot Uitdag, and that's the Overberg region. Ek het mos 'n Overberg ouetjie in Elim, man. Lekker daar so in die Overberg.
Lekker in die Overberg. Obviously, the game that we streamed this weekend, Safcol against the Black Leafs. Safcol coming away victorious there, 37 points to 23. Safcol really at the moment becoming a force to be reckoned with there in the Overberg League.
Yeah, they're picking up real head of steam now. Quite some good results. I mean, they beat Atlantics in the game that we covered a couple of weeks ago. Then the derby came around. They beat Grabouw as well. Now back on the winning side. That's 3 in a row now for them. Picking up some momentum. The same goes for the other teams in the league as well. Continuing with those momentum. Bredasdorp, Rangers, Austin and Caledon. I mean, you've got the results.
Yeah, the results here. Caledon beating Genadendal 51 points to 3. Austin coming out victorious against Grabouw 34 points to 23. Claremont beating Atlantics 26 points to 17. And then Rangers coming away victors against Botterivier 24 points to 13.
Yeah, it's tough out there. Caledon, Austin still up there. Rangers, Bredasdorp on 50 and then Safcol on 45. It's going to be tough, but it's between those 4 really.
Yeah, Safcol making their way now into the top 2 spots.
Yeah, there's a big gap between Safcol in 4th and Claremont in 5th. 45 points and 27 points respectively. So you should be looking at that top 4 to really take it head on and try and compete for those top 2 spots.
Yeah.
Caledon being Caledon. They haven't lost this season. Still unbeaten, 1-12, drew 1. They're sitting on 60. Austin is on 53. Rangers Bredasdorp on 50. Safcol on 45. All to play for over there. A lot to play for in the Swartland as well. You've got some results.
Swartland, of course, now the
dark region, die Swartland. Ons wil niks weet van die Swartland team. My father.
Of course, a lot of controversy going on in the Swartland area now. A lot of teams not being able to play. 4 teams not being able to play. That now makes, it
makes you bad reading.
Yeah, what can I ask? What is happening? Maybe you would know. What is the protocol now? Are teams being deducted points? Is the other team getting the points? How are things working now with the suspension?
Well, I think it's better if we get one of the professionals to come and have a chat with us about it, because it's kind of weird, because if you look at the log, the clubs that are involved in these, or that were involved in these incidents, are clubs that are sitting right up there with the opportunity to go and, to the top 12 playoffs. Darling and Abbotsdale. So it's going to be quite interesting to see, but you've got a couple of results there. There was games this week.
Yeah, obviously the Soeteroos van Saron, they are still playing.
Yes.
But they went down once again this weekend, 27 points to 41 against Moreesburg. And then Westbank coming away handsome victors over Wittewater Villages, 78 points to 14. In the Swartland.
Yeah, we don't really have an updated log yet, so we'll get that for you soon and get those information for you real soon. We've got one more to go to, and that's the Noordwester. What's happening over there?
Yeah, so the Noordwest, I only have two results here. Invincibles against Eagles. Invincibles coming away victors there, 30 points to 20. And then Delicious playing against Elandsbaai. Delicious winning at home, 43 points to 6.
Yeah, it doesn't really change much. Delicious still on top, Citrusdal in there as well. So it does look like it's almost like a two-way fight for who's going to finish on top. But we've got a lot to look forward to this weekend in terms of fixtures. And we're just going to run through a couple of them in the Weskus. Where we are right now, Saldanha, they are away to Paternoster. How do you see that one going?
Saldanha victorious there. They have to bounce back after this weekend's showing, show the coach that they are mentally still here, that their attitude is still right. So I say Saldanha Bay.
Saldanha, he's going with Saldanha. We'll go to Swartland, and there's a couple of interesting fixtures as well. We know that you guys have asked us on our social media platforms to stream this game. Moreesburg, Westbank. How do you see that one going?
Westbank very strong. Where are they playing in Moreesburg?
In Moreesburg, yeah.
Moreesburg coming up a good victory this past weekend against Saron. Saron not that strong. I say let's give Moreesburg a shout for this weekend.
Okay, he's going Moreesburg now. Brie Langeberg, just quickly, for me a big game. Worcester Villages, Robertson Rangers. How do you see that one going?
Look, Worcester Villages has been up down this season.
Yeah.
Robertson Rangers. They've been
Very consistent.
Very
up top
consistent. So I think Robertson Rangers come away victorious there.
There. Okay, Noordwester. Game that I'm picking out now, Elands Bay and Marines, because that's kind of a derby.
I don't really know
actually
the
had the
teams.
opportunity.
You know the teams,
Yeah,
so you
I
can
had the
name.
opportunity to go to the Klein William Rugby Fest, and I saw both teams in action. Really good running rugby sides. So we're not gonna ask Lucian for a prediction on that one. I'm saying the Marines. Just because if I look at the log, I'm going for the underdogs, man. If I look at the log standings, but anyways, the two big contests this weekend in Wit Central. Hamlet, do they bounce back? They're playing Delicious. It's at home. What do you see?
Delicious, losing by 1 point to Roses.
Hamlet
I think
losing to
Hamlet-
Hillcrest.
I think Hamlet bounced back after that defeat. I think they show once again that they're quality. They've got some good players there who I think should, but like we spoke earlier, you know, that the Boland guys can use us as scouts, you know, because we are seeing these guys.
Yeah, we're seeing these
I
boys,
know,
huh?
I saw there at the Hamlet, they've got some good quality players. I know the number 8 and the number 12. Mac John Daniels, I think, and the 12 center, really good quality players there. I think Hamlet come out victorious there against what they playing
Against Delicious.
against Delicious in Ceres. I think they come out victorious there.
Now we're going back there. Bella Vista, Ceres.
Bella Vista.
Going Bella.
No, Ceres is like at the bottom of the list. Yeah, Ceres is struggling this
Oh,
year.
it's still a
Bella
big game.
Vista, Bella
Still a
Vista,
big game.
Bella Vista on a roll. They top of the log. They might even this weekend, if they do decide, hey, look, the marathon is long. Let's rest a few players. Let's bring in some of the other guys. Give them an opportunity because I know Ceres is more to the bottom of the log.
Yeah.
So give some of the other guys maybe opportunity, and that will give Ceres a chance to sneak maybe in through the back door there.
To the Overberg we go, and a game that I'm picking out, the two games that I'm picking out really, that I think is going to be crucial this weekend. Botla and Atlantics at home.
You can't ask me that. I need to go check those out.
Is
What
it?
do you say? What do you say?
Nee, hulle sê die Botla is gevaarlik my nou. Daai wat hulle sê, die Botla is gevaarlik my nou.
Warme rugby.
Man is wel warme rugby, and then Black Leaves and Caledon in Gansbaai. Caledon top of the log, Black Leaves a little
Once again, if
inconsistent.
I'm gonna make a guess here because I haven't really. I'm going on the results, and obviously I've seen a few teams. I would like to see Caledon come out on top, and I would like to see Caledon and maybe Houston also go there where the TV is, where the screens is, so that we can hear more about these small towns and how they are playing rugby. So let's see what Caledon can do here.
Well, the team that I'm supporting in the Overberg are off this weekend with the Daasdorp Rangers. It's just because I'm from Elim, so I've got to support them on that side. But we, among our friends group, we are hoping for the underdogs to come out on top in those games. So Black Leaves, you got to do a job against Caledon there. But those were the fixtures for Boland. Let's not drag it out too much because, you know, Mike always... tells me I drag things too much here. But those were the fixtures. We don't have anything concrete yet as to which games we are going to stream, but you got to stay tuned to our socials, and you can do that simply by going to TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got it all at Club Rugby Live. Check us out. Hit that like and subscribe button. And do us a favor, share this with your entire world. Also, there is a little bell there in the corner where you can just click on, hit that notification button so you can see which games are live and when the show will be aired as well. That's at Club Rugby Live on all those social media platforms. If you want to get involved, you want us to come to your club and come and shoot our talk show and also come and broadcast your games, you can do that simply by emailing us at clubrugbylive@gmail.com. It's been an absolute fantastic evening in the West Coast.
Yeah.
Lekker teetjies en cookies gehad. I want to say thank you to Zenobia for really catering to us. It's cold. It's a cold evening in the West Coast, but it's beautiful in the West Coast as always. Thank you so much to Bertram, Yasin, and everybody involved here at Saldanha. It's been absolutely fantastic, man.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic, and we want to thank you, those who tune in and support us, who watch the matches on a Saturday, every Saturday. We want to thank you for your continued support and your partnership with us. We hope to see more of you. Remember to come say hi, come greet us when you see us there on Saturdays at the matches. We would also like to thank Mike at Rhino Production for the fantastic streaming and the work he does behind the scenes. Also, Pierre at Club Rugby Life, thank you, gents. Thank you for the effort that you put in. And then, obviously, Hershey, we have to thank our Almighty Father for making this all possible. It is only by grace, and we will continue doing it by His grace, and we trust that His hand will be upon us so that we can reach even more of you out there. So yeah, thank you so much.
That's it from us. That's another rep. And from Transnet Saldanha Bay, we say till next time. See y'all.